In this video, let us discuss second numerical problem based on the OBST. There are probabilities of actual keys and dummy keys are given. Let us see how many actual keys are there and how many dummy keys are there in this numerical problem. So, this is first actual key, second actual key, third, fourth and fifth. There are total 5 actual keys, so that's why there will be 6 dummy keys starting from D0, D1, D2, D3, D4 and D5. Now let us see the structures of W table, E table and the root table. W table is the table of getting the sum of the probabilities, that is 1. Then E table gives us expected searching cost from this cell, and root tables is useful for getting the final OBST. Here W table is constructed taking the reference of the input data, that is probability of actual keys and the dummy keys. E table is developed using W table and root table is developed from E table. Here in W table, J starts from 0 to N. N is nothing but number of actual keys. Total number of actual keys are 5. And I starts from 1 to N plus 1. Similar way, in E table also, J starts from 0 to N and I starts from 1 to 6. Now, in root table, the structure of the root table is same as that of E table, except in root tables, the main diagonal is removed. Let us see how to fill up the W tables, then E table and root table. In W table, first we have to put the probabilities of dummy keys in bigger diagonal. Probabilities of dummy keys are 0.05, 0.10, 0.05, 0.05, 0.05, 0.10. Put these values in the cells of the bigger diagonal, that is 0.05, 0.10, 0.05, 0.05, 0.05, 0.10. Same values has to be inserted in bigger diagonal of E table. 0.05, 0.10, 0.05, 0.05, 0.05, 0.10. Now then, first fill up W tables in row wise. So we will fill up the first row. For the value of this cell, we have to add 0.05 with the probabilities of K1 and D1, that is 0.05, the previous value of this cell, 0.05 plus the probability of K1 and D1, that is 0.15 plus 0.10, 0.15 plus 0.10 is equal to 3. Then the value for this cell is nothing but 0.3 plus the probability of K2 and D2, that is this value. It means 0.3 plus 0.10 plus 0.05, it comes to 0.45. 0.45. The value for this cell is nothing but the sum of 0.45 and the probability of K3 and D3. 0.45 plus the probability of K3 and probability of D3 0.05 plus 0.05 is equal to 0.55. 0.55. The value for this cell is nothing but the sum of the previous value and the probability of K4 and D4. 0.55 plus 0.10 plus 0.05 is equal to 0.7. Then the value for this cell is nothing but the sum of previous value, that is 0.7, and the probability of K5 and D5, that is this value. 0.7 plus 0.20 plus 0.10 is equal to 1. So here it is necessary to get the 1. So 1 is nothing but the maximum probabilities, that is 1. If you take the sum of the Pi and Qi, you will get the value 1. Means adding all these values you will get 1. So in this way we have completed first row. So try to get the values for the cell of second row. Now for this cell we have to consider the previous value and the probability of K2 and D2, that is 0.10 plus 0.10 plus 0.05, it comes to 0.25. For this cell, consider the previous value 0.25 plus the probability of K3 and D3, that is 0.05 plus 0.05. 0.05 plus 0.05 is equal to 0.35. 0.35. The value for this cell is nothing but the previous value 0.35 plus the probability of K4 and D4, that is 0.10 plus 0.05 is equal to 0.50. Then the value for this cell is nothing but, consider the previous value 0.50 and the probability of K5 and D5. 0.50 plus probability of K5 and D5, 0.20 plus 0.10 is equal to 0.8. In this way we have got the values for the second row. Now then try to get the values for third row. For that we have to refer the previous value for this cell, that is 0.05 and the probability of K3 and D3. 0.05 plus the probability of K3 and D3, that is 0.05 plus 0.05 is equal to 0.15. Then try to get the value for this cell. To get the value for this cell, consider the previous value 0.15, 0.15 plus the probability of K4 and D4, that is 0.10 plus 0.05 is equal to 0.30. 0.30. Then the value for this cell is nothing but 0.30 plus the probability of K5 and D5, So K5 is 0.20, D5 is 0.10 is equal to 0.6. Then try to get the values for this row. So we will consider this cell. For that, refer the previous value 0.05 plus the probability of K4 and D4, that is 0.10 plus 0.05 is equal to 0.20. 0.20. Then for this cell, consider the previous value, that is 0.20 plus the probability of K5 and the D5, that is 0.20 plus 0.10 is equal to 0.5. 0.5. Now then, for the last cell, consider the previous value, that is 0.05 plus the probability of K5 and the D5, that is 0.20 plus 0.10, it comes to 0.35. 0.35. In this way, we have developed W tables. Now try to develop E table. For E tables, we have to fill up the cells in row wise. Now first we will try to fill up this cell, that is 1 cell, means 1 is less than equal to R less than equal to 1. So R is equal to 1. We have to add the left value and the down value with the value at 1 cell in W tables, that is 0.3. It means that 0.05 plus 0.10 plus 0.3. 0.05 plus 0.10 plus 0.3 is equal to 0.45. So write 0.45 for I is equal to 1 and J is equal to 1 cell. Here 0.45. Now we have got 0.45 for R is equal to 1. So that's why I put 1 in root table here. Now then, for this cell, that is 2 cell, 2 less than equal to R less than equal to 2. R is equal to 2. For this cell, we have to consider the left value, down value and value at 2 cell in root table, that is 0.25, means 0.10 plus 0.05 plus 0.25. It comes to 0.4, and we have got 0.4 for R is equal to 2. Put R is equal to 2 at 2 cell. This one means 2. Then find out the value for this cell. For that we have considered the left value, down value and value at 3 place in E tables, that is 0.15. So write down 3 less than equal to R less than equal to 3. For R is equal to 3, 0.05 plus 0.05 plus value at W tables at 3 cell. 3 cell, that is 0.15. 0.15, it comes to 0.25. So write 0.25 and we have got 0.25 for r is equal to 3. So that's why write here 3. Now then 4 less than equal to r less than equal to 4, r is equal to 4 means for this cell we have to add 0.05 with 0.05 and value add 4 cell in W tables, that is 0.20. 0.05 plus 0.05 plus 0.20 means this value. It comes to 0.3. So write 0.3 and we have got 0.3 for r is equal to 4. The write r is equal to 4 at 4 location in root table. Now then for the last cell in this diagonal, that is 5 means I is 5 less than equal to r less than equal to j is 5. For r is equal to 5 we have to add 0.05 with 0.10 with 0.35, that is 0.05 plus 0.10 plus 0.35, it comes to 0.5. So write 0.5 here and we have got 0.5 for r is equal to 5. So that's why, so write r is equal to 5 at 5 locations in root table, that is 5. So in this way we have developed this diagonal. Then try to develop this diagonal of E table. So let us see this cell, that is 1 to 2 cell. So 1 less than equal to r less than equal to 2. Here r varies from 1 to 2. So there will be two values, one for r is equal to 1, another for r is equal to 2. Now for r is equal to 1, so we have to refer the last value on left side and first value in downside, means 0.05 plus 0.4, 0.05 plus 0.4 plus the value at 1 to cell in W tables, that is 0.45. 0.45 is equal to. Then for r is equal to 2, already we have referred this value for the previous r. Now refer this value 0.45 and we have refer 0.4 for previous r value. Now refer 0.05 plus 0.45 is equal to 0.95. So out of this minimum is 0.9 for r is equal to 1. Put 0.9 and we have got 0.9 for r is equal to 1. That's why I write here 1. Then try to get value for this cell. This cell is 2, 3. So 2 is less than equal to r less than equal to 3. So r varies from 2 to 3. So r is equal to 2, r is equal to 3. So we will try to get the value for r is equal to 2 first. For that, on the left side we have to refer the last value 0.10 plus 0.25. 0.10 plus down value is 0.25 and value at 2, 3 cell in W table, 2, 3 cell in W table, that is 0.35 is equal to. For r is equal to 3, so already we have referred this value. Now refer this one 0.4 and the value at downside, that is 0.25. This value is already referred. Now refer this one 0.05 plus W value 0.35 is equal to 0.7 and 0.8. So minimum value is 0.7 for r is equal to 2. Right here 0.7 for r is equal to 2. For this cell 3, 4, I is 3 less than equal to r less than equal to j is 4. So r varies from 3 to 4. First value for r is equal to 3, then second value for r is equal to 4. So for that, on the left side we have to consider the last value, for downside we have to consider first value. 0.05 plus 0.3 plus the value in W table, that is 0.30. 0.30 is equal to, for r is equal to 4, already we have considered this value, now consider this value 0.25. We have considered this value for the previous r, now consider this value 0.05 plus 0.30. This is nothing but W value is equal to 0.65 and 0.6. Out of this, minimum is 0.6 for r is equal to 4. 0.6 for r is equal to 4. Then try to get the value for this cell, that is 4, 5 cell. So I is 4 less than equal to r less than equal to 5. R varies from 4 to 5. R is equal to 4. R is equal to 5. Now let us see the value for r is equal to 4. For that, on left side we have to consider 0.05 and downside 0.5 plus W value. 0.05 plus 0.5 plus W value. So W value is 4.5. 4.5 it is 0.5 is equal to, for r is equal to 5, 0.3 for this one, 0.3 plus last value, that is 0.10, 0.3 plus 0.10 plus W value 0.5 is equal to 1.05, 0.9. Out of this, minimum is 0.9 for r is equal to 5. 0.9 for r is equal to 5. After that, try to get the values for this cell, then this one. First we consider the 1, 3 cell. 1 less than equal to r less than equal to 3. R varies from 1 to 3, means r varies from 1 to 3. First consider r is equal to 1, r is equal to 2, then r is equal to 3. Now let us get the value for r is equal to 1. For this cell, we have to consider the last value on left side, that is 0.05, and first value on downside. 0.05 plus downside value is 0.7 plus value at 1, 3 place in W table. 1, 3 place it is 0.55. 0.55 is equal to. For second equation, already we have considered this one. Now consider this value 0.45 and 0.25, because this value is already considered in the previous r. Okay. So now consider 0.45 and 0.25. 0.45 plus 0.25 plus W value, that is 0.55 is equal to. Now then, for the last value of r, that is r is equal to 3, we have to consider 0.9 and last value on the downside, that is 0.05. 0.9 plus 0.05 plus W value 0.55 is equal to, this is 1.3, this is 1.25, this is 1.5. Minimum is 1.25 for R is equal to 2. 1.25 for R is equal to 2. Now find out the value for this cell, 2,4 cell. Two less than equal to R less than equal to 4. R is equal to 2, 3 and 4. For R is equal to 2, R is equal to 3, R is equal to 4. Find out the values. For R is equal to 2, we have to consider 0.10 plus down value is 0.6 and W value is 2 to 4, that is 0.5 is equal to. For R is equal to 3, consider 0.4 and 0.3. 0.4, 0.3 plus W value, that is 0.50 is equal to. For R is equal to on the left side and the last value on downside, 0.7 plus 0.05, 0.7 plus 0.05 plus W value 0.50 is equal to 1.2, 1.25. Now here there are two minimum values, 1.2, 1.2. In this case we have to consider the first value. Now the first value is 1.2, which we have got at R is equal to 2. So consider this 1.25 for R is equal to 2. So write here 2. Now then find out the value for this cell, that is 3, 5 cell. 3 less than equal to R less than equal to 5. So R varies from 3, 4, 5. R is equal to 3, R is equal to 4, R is equal to 5. For R is equal to 3, consider last value on left hand side and the first value on downside, that is 0.05 plus 0.9, 0.05 plus 0.9 plus W value at 3, 4 place, that is 0.6 is equal to. Then for R is equal to 4, already we have considered this value. Now consider 0.25 plus, already we have considered this value for previous R. Now consider 0.5 plus 0.6 is equal to. For R is equal to 5, consider 0.6. Already we have considered these two values. Now consider 0.6. On downside, we have considered these two values. Now consider 0.10 plus W value, that is 0.6 is equal to 1.55, 1.35, 1.3. So out of this, minimum is 1.3 for R is equal to 5. Put 1.3 in E table here, 1.3, and R is equal to 5. Put this value in root tables at 3, 5 place, 3 to 5 here. So that is R is equal to 5. Now try to get the values for these cells 1, 4, then 2, 5. First we find out the value for 1, 4 cell. 1, less than equal to r less than equal to 4, r is equal to means r varies from 1, 2, 3 and 4. So you will get 4 values. One for r is equal to 1, second for r is equal to 2, third for r is equal to 3 and last value for r is equal to 4. Now for r is equal to 1, we have to consider last value on left hand side and first value on down side, that is 0.05 plus 1.2. 0.05 plus 1.2 plus w value at 1/4 place. 1/4 place, that is 0.7 is equal to. Then for r is equal to 2. Already we have considered 0.05. Now consider 0.45. 0.45 plus we have considered 1.2. Now consider 0.6. 0.6 plus w value 0.7 is equal to. Now then r is equal to 3. We have considered these two values. Now consider 0.9. On downside we have considered these two values. Now consider 0.3 plus 0.7 is equal to. Then for r is equal to 4, we have considered these three values. Now consider 1.25 plus on downside we have considered these three values for previous r. Now consider 0.05 plus w value, that is 0.7 is equal to. The values are 1.95, 1.75, 1.92. So out of this minimum is 1.75. So write here 1.75 and we have got 1.75 for r is equal to 2. Write 2 at 1/4 place in root table. This is 1/4 place. So write here r is equal to 2. Now then find out the value for 2, 5 position. This one means value of I is 2 less than equal to r. Value of j is 5 means less than equal to 5. Here r varies from 2, 3, 4, 5. R is equal to 2, r is equal to 3, r is equal to 4, r is equal to 5. For r is equal to 2, we have considered last value on left hand side and first value on down side, that is 0.10 plus 1.3 plus, so w value at 2, 5 place, that is 0.8 is equal to. Then for r is equal to 3, already we have considered this value on left hand side and this value on down side. Now consider 0.5 on left hand side and 0.9 on down side. 0.4 plus 0.9, 0.4 plus 0.9 plus w value 0.8 is equal to. Then already we have considered these two values. Now consider 0.7. Already we have considered these two values. Now consider 0.5. 0.7 plus 0.5 plus w value 0.8 is equal to. Then for r is equal to 5, we have to consider 1.2 and 0.10. 1.2 and 0.10 plus 0.8 is equal to. It gives us 2.2 2.1, 2 and 2.1. So out of this minimum is 2 and R is 4. So we have got 2 for R is equal to 4. So that's why I write R is equal to 4 in root table at 2, 5 place, that is 4. Now then find out the value for this cell, that is 1, 5. I is 1 less than equal to R less than equal to J is 5. R is equal to 1, R is equal to 2, R is equal to 3, R is equal to 4, R is equal to 5. So you will get the 5 values. For that, consider last value on left hand side and first value on down side. That is 0.05 plus 2. 0.05 plus 2 plus W value at 1, 5 position, that is 1. So 1 is equal to, then R is equal to 2. We have to consider 0.45 and 1.3. 0.45 plus 1.3 plus 1 is equal to. For R is equal to 3, we have to consider 0.9 and 0.9. 0.9 plus 0.9 plus W value, that is 1. For R is equal to 4, we have to consider 1.25 and 0.5. 1.25 and 0.5 plus 1 is equal to. For R is equal to 5, we have to consider 1.75 and 0.1. 1.75 and 0.1 plus W value, that is 1. It comes to 3.05, 2.75, 2.8, 2.75, 2.85. So out of this, so there are two minimum values. 2.75 for R is equal to 2, 2.75 for R is equal to 4. Now here we have to consider the first minimum value out of these two values. Now here I am considering 2.75, this is the first value for R is equal to 2. So right here 2.75 for R is equal to 2, and here this value is nothing but expected searching cost of the OBST. That is 2.75 is the expected searching cost of the OBST. Now from root tables we try to get the OBST. Start from 1, 5 cell of root table. Root 1, 5, we have the value 2. It gives us actual key K2. There will be two children, left child and the right child, are 1 comma dash, are dash comma 5. Let us see which value will come at this place. Now we have value 2. Subtract 1 from 2 means minus 1. You will get 2 minus 1, that is 1. Write 1 here. Then add 1 with this 2 to get the value at this place, that is 2 plus 1 means 3. Then find out the value at this cell in root table, means 1, 1, value is 1. So write here 1. Again this is actual key. There will be two children, left and the right, are 1 comma dash, r dash comma 1. Now for this place the value will be 1 minus 1, that is 0. For this cell value will be 1 plus 1, that is 2. Now then find out which value is there on 1 0 cell. So 1 0 cell is not there, so that's why they stop the process here with dj, j is 0. In this way we have got d0 leaf node. Then for r21 find out the value at 2 1 cell. 2 2 1, 2 2 1 cell is not there, that's why we have to stop here with dj, means d1, and indicate it using rectangle. Now then let us see about r35. So check out which value is there at 3 5. 3 to 5 value is 5. Then there will be two children, left and the right, are 3 comma dash, then r dash comma 5. Now here subtract 1 from 5, you will get 4 here. Add 1 to this 5, you will get the value here, that is 6. Then find out which value is there in 3 4 cell in root table. So 3 to 4, that is 4. Then extend this with two children, left and the right, that is r3 comma dash, then r dash comma 4. Now for this place we get the values by subtracting 1 from 4, means 4 minus 1, that is 3. Now here we get the values by adding 1 with 4, that is 4 plus 1, we get 5. Then find out which value is there at 3 3 place. At 3 3 place value is 3. Then expand this with left and the right children. Now here r 3 comma dash, now here r dash comma 3. Then 3 minus 1, you will get 2 here. 3 plus 1, that is 4 here, right, 4. Then find out the value at 3 2 cell. 3 2 2, so there is no cell in root tables, so that's why we have to stop here with dj, j is 2. Then r43, find out the value at 4 3. 4 2 3, there is no cell in root tables, that's why stop here with dj, j is 3. Now then let us try to extend 5 4. Find out the value at 5 4 cell. 5 to 4, there is no cell in root tables, so that's why stop here with dj, j is 4. Now then try to get the value at 6 5 cell. Value at 6 5 cells, so there is no the 6 5 cells, that's why the stop here with dj, j is 5. So in this way we have draw the structure to get the final OBST. Now from these structures we will try to draw the final OBST. Now start from the root. Now this circle indicates the actual key, that is K2. So there are two children, left and the right, means K1 and K5. Then K1 having two children, left and the right. So left child is D0 and right is D1. Then try to expand K5. K having left and the right children. So left is represented using circles. That's why this is actual key. K4 having two children, left and the right. Again left child is represented using circle. That's why this is actual key. So it has two children, left child and the right child, and both are the dummy keys represented using the rectangle D2 and D3. Now then, for this R5 force, there is a D4. Then for this one R65, there is D5. So in this way we have drawn the final OBST. This is required OBST and its expected searching cost is equal to 2.75. In this way, we have obtained OBST with its expected searching cost. Thank you.